Good day and welcome to a Hat Chat podcast with your favourite people at films.
Oh, they are.
I'm Ross Hornby.
I'm Chris Trott.
Well, I'm Alex Smith.
That's
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Where's Alan?
It
gone?
is. I've
Where's
been
Alan
told
Schmidt?
this a lot. He's off today.
He's off. He's having a break. Is he?
He's in Malaga.
Is he off with Sansky, who made the Fingal?
Thank you, Sansky, for making that
I
fingal.
doubt it. No, I
That's
don't
a
think.
fair-
I don't think he'd hang
Doesn't
around
know.
with somebody like that. No.
Why not? Well, he made some beautiful music for us.
What Alan Smith isn't the kind of person to hang around with people to make things for us.
What
He
does he
likes
do
people
normally?
that take things from us.
What does Alan Smith do on his spare time?
He is a killer by trade.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
By trade.
By trade.
He's a
an
mercenary.
assassin
He's an assassin. Yeah.
Wow.
with a smile on his face.
I don't think you're meant to say that.
You look a lot like him. Just throwing that out there.
And Harry.
What?
Prince.
Marshall?
Well,
No,
do we call
Harry.
him Prince anymore?
Prince Harry.
Should we call him Prince?
No.
Just
P.
Harry,
P-Dog.
Harry Windsor.
or the formerly known as Prince.
The ginger man formerly known as Prince.
Yeah.
Do
Enough
you-
of Harry talk though, because you're sick of it, right? All the
Yeah,
autographs,
yeah,
the paparazzi.
It doesn't matter, really.
He's trying to get out of the limelight.
Yeah.
That's why he's on this hat chat.
Yeah. Why?
Firmly out of the limelight.
They're pretending that I'm Prince Harry, by the way, if you haven't got the joke, because it is a little
Yeah,
obscure.
Yeah, it is obscure.
And I don't think I
doesn't
look
look
that
that
much like him
much.
anymore.
Nah,
I think maybe when I was a bit younger, perhaps.
maybe.
Less so.
I feel like I'm progressing more towards Prince William now. not
I don't know.
not so ideal.
That's why I laugh so heartily at that.
Fuck, shot. I mean, none of them have beards. Well, actually, wait. Harry
Prince
has,
Harry does.
Harry has a light peach fuzz, doesn't he?
He's making up for the fact he's losing on the top.
Who is Harry? Is
Yeah.
is he?
It's kind of a recessive thing, isn't it? Because his brother has it as well.
Yeah, but like Prince Charles isn't his dad, so he might not get it.
Who is his dad?
This guy
Just this guy.
that
Sperm
Diana
donor.
was seeing for a bit. You not seen that guy?
What? Dodie?
Just Google. No, not Mohammed Dodi. No, Google.
That wasn't.
Huh?
Dodie Alf. Was it
Dodi
Al
Al Fayed.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. What am I googling?
Harry's real dad. Just put that in. Literally put Harry's real dad in.
Harry's
and-
real dad.
Here we
Let's see
go.
what Charles Prince of
Yeah,
Wales.
yeah. Nah, but that's not
That's
true.
the first thing. It
Go
says
images.
Charles Prince of
Yeah,
Wales.
of course it's
I
gonna
didn't even
say
put
that.
Prince Harry. It just says Harry's real dad.
Of
Charles
course, it's going to
Prince
say
of
that. Go
Wales.
on images
lie.
instead.
It's a
Once the-
lie.
Duke of Sussex images. Okay, well let's go on images then. Let's see what party we've got here. Oh, well second.
Yeah,
image.
we go. The first fucking result.
What the actual
James?
fuck?
Is it Hewitt? James Hewitt is his real dad, guys.
James Hewitt.
What?
Yeah, that looks a lot like him.
Jesus.
What?
It could work. Oh no, thing is he does have Prince Charles's kind of like close together eyes and nose.
So the one
Like, I
thing,
think that
the
looks
one
similar.
thing I think that really says that James Hewitt isn't his dad is James Hewitt's dad.
DNA?
James Hewitt has brown eyes.
Right. Okay.
Harry
that's
has
quite
blue.
Yeah, but that's just a recessive
But
gene.
no,
Just a
brown is
strong-
meant to be dominant.
It's more likely. I mean, there's still
I
a
feel
chance.
dominant.
It's more. There still is a chance. Brown is a dominant gene.
Prince-
So if one of your parents has brown eyes and one of them has blue, it's more likely you are to have brown eyes.
More likely, not.
No,
100%.
but I think it's like, I mean, also Charles is quite dark haired but has blue eyes. So like,
Yeah, but
I don't know.
mean, Prince Charles has the same nose and eyes and nose.
so you're saying you don't believe it?
I don't believe it.
Well, I do.
Well, let's get in touch with him. We'll get the DNA results
Harry, who's your
in.
dad, mate?
We should get a
we'll really
swab.
find out.
Swab with them
Have
both.
we seen a DNA test? Have we seen a paternity test?
We haven't. No.
We need
It's
to get a
much like
swab.
with Obama and his birth certificate.
Let's hound him for it.
Have we seen a birth certificate yet?
It's not the same.
I haven't looked for it.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't
What's
even
not the same?
The birth certificate and the DNA testing is not really the same.
Why
the
not?
same.
I
Different
think it was
people
more like
as
a,
well.
a smear campaign, wasn't it? Really?
No, but it doesn't mean it's not true.
It doesn't really matter either.
Should we start a smear campaign against Alex Smith?
No need. I'm doing it myself.
He's
It doesn't
already
matter. There's so
said-
many Alex Smiths. It could really be a broad stroke.
God damn. You know the most
Alex
famous
Smith.
Alex Smith?
The
Cricketer?
NFL player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the politician? Isn't there a politician?
No,
mean-
that
Oh, that's at Ross Hornby.
That's Ross
The
Hornby.
That's
Canadian.
Ross
There we go.
Hornby.
Alex Smith. He was Washington Redskin quarterback. Is he
nice.
still
I'd
that?
actually like to know if the
Alex
Ross
Smith.
Hornby, who is an ambassador
Hmm.
of Canada, Canadian ambassador, is annoyed that
Knows
my
about
face has now replaced his on Wikipedia.
It must be annoying, yeah. Wait, on his article, it's got your face.
Check it, Craig. Check.
Go to
for a
Ross
second,
Hornby.
because
Is that no? Fuck off! Has that happened? Has it really?
I don't know.
It
Right,
might have
go
been
on.
But
him.
when you
Long
type in
shot
Bruce,
of bin.
he's typing Bruce Hornby to start with, so he's got it wrong. he's
Who's Bruce Hornby?
He's goofed a little bit. Wiki? Is there a wiki? Oh, look, here we go.
Canadian-
Ross Hornby is a Canadian lawyer,
Oh my god.
public
Click
servant.
dude, you can literally click Wikipedia next to that bit in the top right. Yeah. Secret tip. Go down. You see the
Oh, we're
description?
learning.
Now click
Boom.
Wikipedia. Bam. There you go.
This doesn't have
Doesn't
an
have a
image
face.
on it.
Wait,
Doesn't have the image.
for the English, hang on, go up. For the English entertainer, see how it filmed.
Oh.
English entertainer. You're an
Ah.
entertainer. How's that make you
That's
feel?
above.
Well, that's it. It's probably a good thing.
Could you
isn't it?
imagine that, right? You're in secondary school, right? You're probably not the funniest of your friends. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, you know, you might be funny, but you're not like, that is the... This might not be the case, but I like...
Also, entertainer
it
doesn't
certainly
mean funny.
wasn't for me. It wasn't like, wow, Smith is the funniest one of all of us. Like wow, we all find he's the college clown, you know?
Okay.
Look at us.
And now look at us.
Look at us.
We're known as entertainers.
Entertainers.
Like, that is...
According to the internet, we
That's
are
such an
entertainers.
old photo of Hat
We
Films.
do entertain.
Yeah,
Can
but look how
someone update
happy
that?
we look.
Back
What's the matter,
then.
Charlie?
You
You don't
got
like the
my
fact we can
birthday,
all
right?
see your nip. Bam.
I'm all right with that, to be honest.
I think I'm
It's just an
okay with
old photo.
Your
It
nip
It is.
is-
And also, it makes you look fucking tiny.
does
Like,
make me look
really
small.
small.
You've got a little tight shirt on there, really giving that nipple.
It's very tight. I went through a Ted Baker
visible.
shirt phase.
That's fine.
It's all right.
It's all right
Fine.
shirt, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
I've
all
still
right
got
shirt, bit
it
of
somewhere.
Better than a stunt lad's face, let's be honest. Dead brand.
Dead brand.
How long do you think it'll be before female nipples are just the norm on media in any form?
I don't know.
Because you'll see dudes' nips all the goddamn time.
I'd argue
But
we see
it's
female
always
nips
been fetishized
anyway.
to the point where it's like so extreme. Like, oh my god, I saw a woman's nipple on a TV media or whatever. It's like,
It's crazy.
who cares?
But all men are women, so...
I think that we need to get past the idea of like attraction being about something you haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So
Because
like,
people are attracted to feet. We've said this before, and it's like if your bare
are you
feet
attracted to feet?
I'm not, and I've questioned
My feet are fucking gross.
Are they?
hobbit feet.
Hobbit
I've got
feet
kind of hobbit
and
feet,
also
hairy
cracked toenails. Because like karate.
Why? Karate.
Yeah, just like ever since I like kicked, I think I kicked a wooden thing accidentally,
Yeah.
and it cracked my toenail,
Fuck.
and it just doesn't go back properly. So it's got like vertical lines
Oh,
through it.
man,
Oh, I've got vertical lines through it.
I've got that
that's
as well.
Often vitamin deficiency.
I've had that on
No,
my
no,
big toe
it's-
because I dropped a slab onto it when I was younger, and then it just kind of like tore off, like the entire nail, like the whole full
Yeah,
nail.
I've lost a toenail.
Pulled off, and then I was like, "Oh my god, what does that mean?" And it just grows back, and it's got this like
It goes all
thicker-
calloused
got
and
like a
then
thicker.
grows back on.
Yeah.
I almost wish I'd lost a toenail because
You
like
want to?
I've seen my brother lost a couple,
Yeah.
and I've seen him like pluck
Why
them
would
off.
you want that though?
Because it looks quite satisfying to peel a toenail off. But
It's really painful.
When you
I'll throw it out there. It's
the
painful.
pain is
of
beyond
doing
It's
it.
first of all,
Yeah.
you'll get like blood like underneath the surface,
Yeah.
and it won't be an immediate thing. Well, it wasn't for me. Anyway.
Well, no, of
it
course
can
not.
Be, I guess.
When it's done doing all that healing and everything,
yeah.
and you
then
pop
it kind
it
of
off
just
the top.
starts, and then the pus and blood comes. Look, anyway,
Oh.
that's arousing me enough. But I'm just saying. I was just saying,
Foot
like,
fetish.
if people fetishize certain things, are you
Yeah.
going to start just going, well, we can't show feet anymore because there's a group of people who are wanking to these things, and we can't have that.
Well, no.
So, like-
going back to what you were saying about the presence of the female nipple,
Right.
I think that there is an element of people using clothes to conceal things because it's arousing, if you know what I mean. So,
Yeah.
like, you know, like, it's like, oh, why wear anything? Why wear clothes for any other reason than warmth and protection from the elements?
Mm-hmm.
If,
fashion.
yeah, but like, fashion.
But fashion
is,
isn't just a concealment of body parts.
No, it's not. But it's still a way to make the body appealing outside of functionality, right?
Yeah, but not necessarily through concealment of certain body parts.
No,
Like, it's almost like accessories.
you're never going to
right?
have fashion where clothes are absent, are you? Like, it's
Why
never.
can't
No,
well,
no.
if dudes wore bras.
You can make them
to
more.
give that illusion.
Exactly. Like what?
That's
like,
not the norm.
or guys
That's not the
wearing
society.
like nipple tapes and things like that to make it seem like
It's all
ooh.
cultural, right? Rather than like biological.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Does it go back to that kind of like, wow, the more it's hidden, the more I want that thing.
Well, this is the thing, and I think that's
Is
what
there a-
that's. I don't think we need to move past it, but if we ever
Yeah.
do move
Yeah.
past it, it's going to because people become so disinterested in the idea of taboo or concealment as a form of
Is it because it's
But
less
if you let them-
profitable?
you desensitize
maybe.
society if they were just out all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Or they were visible and no one made a fuss about it.
Well, there's
Yeah.
plenty of
Right.
plenty of countries out there that still have like women showing breasts.
Yeah.
Like, it's usually a part of less developed countries
You
for
think
whatever
of the TV
reason.
program
Like France.
Eurotrash.
Like France.
Like France.
They're always doing it. But like, I don't know. I guess it just comes down to
People lose their fucking top when it's like, oh my god, I can see a nipple. It's before the
It's
9
kind
p.m.
of
watershed.
it's a weird cultural thing.
It
isn't
is. I guess it's like why would like say you're down at the beach, or not even down at the beach, like say you're in the city centre, it's a hot day.
Yeah.
Occasionally you'll see a chav walking through without a top on.
Yeah.
Like as in like a guy.
His top will be off.
Literally
Pasty,
just like
burnt arms.
Yeah. And you're like, well, I wouldn't do it, but like it doesn't bother me too much. But if you saw a woman walking down the street completely topless,
That'd
like
be outrage.
you'd be like, whoa, like that's unusual. Why is it unusual, and why is it surprising? I guess is the real question.
Culture, again, environment that we've been brought up in, it's taboo. Therefore, our entire lives are based around the fact that seeing a woman's nipple, is a shock.
Yeah.
Or exciting, People
And
like nips.
Maybe that's
Titillating.
been manufactured and maintained that way because it's profitable. Because ultimately, that tease and stuff like that, sex sells and all
But
that
I
shit.
think even
But do you think
looking
women
past
want
profit,
a woman would want
exactly.
to have that kind of, because in a way there's this, like we say, just hidden. I don't want to say the word treat.
Well, don't then.
But
Just don't.
it's being treated in such a way where it's like taboo to the point where, like, I really want to see what that nipple looks like, even though it's just a fucking nipple. Who cares?
It's
exactly.
the left to the imagination.
Like if I just showed you my nipple,
Yeah.
that's nothing.
That's not what I
I mean, you
imagined.
might be aroused. You might be aroused.
It's the human. It's
But
a human thing to want to see what
it's
you can't
just a
see.
mundane thing, and then I'll flick it, and then what? People are gonna get
I
aroused
think
by
we
that?
should start hiding mouths because there's a lot to a mouth.
Yeah.
If you hide
Yeah.
it, like a little veil or something.
Mustache veil, like a
And
curtain,
then
a mouth curtain.
Or like a face mask, like a.
Yeah, but I like a curtain.
It's already fashion, like to have your face covered, like
Yeah.
like Asian
Which I
style
see loads of Chinese people doing it right
face
right
mask.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yes, they used to use
Clearly
it.
in fashion right
And
now.
also, it's really quite good. Like for a long time when I was growing up, I was like, "Oh, why are they covering their mouths like that? Are they worried that other people are going to infect them?" It's not that at all. It's to stop
Stopping-
other people getting ill. If you're ill, you wear a face mask, and I think
Courteous.
that's really awesome.
Although that plays
It's
into security and stuff like that when you start covering your face in public spaces.
Yeah, everyone starts
People
worrying, surely.
assume that you're suddenly a criminal or out to do something
An outlaw.
bad.
Well, people
Yeah.
using
If we all started wearing masks just on the walk to work or whatever, would that not cause more worry for other people as well? Because they're like, oh, hang on, should I be wearing a mask right now as well?
Well, I
Is
see
something going
cyclists
around?
wearing them a lot because the air pollution
Well, yeah,
is
'cause they're
so
behind,
bad.
and
in
they're behind
Bristol.
buses.
Again, I think it just all
Yeah.
comes down to it's not common, therefore it's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's
Probably.
all it is. Like, there's no women's nipples, and therefore seeing one is abnormal
Mhm.
and weird. So
Do you
that's.
think we'll ever get to a stage where it won't be weird?
I don't think so.
Oh, I
Not
mean,
anytime
People kick
soon.
up a fuss when breastfeeding. Is
Oh, I
public,
hate
public
it.
breastfeeding
Hate 'em. Ugh! Put your boobs away.
like the most natural thing
I'm
that
joking.
could probably
Funny joke, right?
exist?
good one.
And it's everyone's
It's
like, not near me.
Well, because it is,
I have to look away.
it is like you say, it's very natural, but at the same time, it is associated with getting a tit out, isn't it? Ultimately,
You got that
Yeah.
conflict of
Yeah,
But they're not getting it out for your sexual gratification.
yeah, but even if they weren't, like, say, like
they're
some,
getting out to feed a child.
some really
If that turns you on, sure, that's weird.
really hot person with a banging set of boobs
Yeah.
is getting them out in front of with a window open or something like that, and people walking by and you see it, you'd be like, oh. But if they were breastfeeding,
Oh.
if you were breastfeeding, you'd be like, oh yeah, they're breastfeeding. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
of course, yeah.
Getting them out is not necessarily. It depends. It's contextual. It depends, and like, it's not. I don't think it's fair to say, oh, why aren't people getting hard-ons watching people breastfeed?
But do you think maybe that's the thing? Maybe,
there is a niche.
do you think the
though.
breastfeed removes the sexy?
No, I think there's a niche for that.
What do you think, Craig? Does breastfeeding remove the
Don't
sexy?
pull me into this.
He loves breastfeeding.
What is a woman with a child suddenly less sexy than a woman without a child?
They're less available in my eyes,
Right.
And therefore,
Less exciting.
I don't put them in a scenario that is as sexy. Do you?
I think that's a fair
Would you say that,
statement.
like, as
I
in,
think
like-
that's a fair statement. It sounded as if you were putting it like a joke, but I
No,
think
no,
that
but
is
in a
fair
sense, it's like
statement.
they're not available because they've already been they're with somebody.
Mhm.
You. Sorry, the light's almost falling down.
So you fantasize about being with them despite not ever.
No, he's saying that he
No,
doesn't do that.
You automatically kind of think, well, they're taken. You're not even thinking
But
about that, and unless they are fucking
playing
smoking
the
hot.
playing the opposite card. So you're ruling them out of availability. That means that other people that you don't think are pregnant, you are.
Yeah, the baby acts as
Thinking
like a
of their
cockpot, I think.
availability.
The baby is a
Yeah.
full-on cockpot.
I don't think it's a
And it's like-
perfect scenario, but that
No.
is the scenario that works in our society, right? Like, as in, like, you try not to
They're tied
crack
down.
on to a person who's already got a partner, like,
Or, like,
just
has a-
out of fairness.
I guess like visual keys, right? Like, oh, they've got a wedding ring on. Like
Yeah.
other cues and things like that.
and it's not
Yeah.
a perfect system, but it's the one that holds our society together fairly well.
And without them, we crumble.
Well, that's why
Nips everywhere.
That's why polygamy is so interesting. And
polygamy or polygamy?
Sorry, polygamy.
Sorry, polygamy sounds fun.
Polygamy. Something I don't know what the fuck that means. Polygamy. You're right.
Yeah.
I think polygamy is such an interesting concept is because like up until now the reason that we don't have people honor killing people on the streets every 2 seconds for looking the wrong way at somebody or talking to somebody.
My wife, you bastard.
Yeah.
Shing.
They've all got swords. But like, I think that polygamy is interesting because it kind of subverts that like rule set that we all work around. Like it's.
And is that rule set based on instinct and genetics and DNA, or is that based on deeply embedded culture?
More than likely a bit of both.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
How long can you look at a woman breastfeeding before you're considered a pervert? If you're looking at it in an endearing way, like she's got a kid, that's nice.
A quick glance, as in before
do
you've
you,
seen her,
or
not
do you look at her and
after
dart your eyes because that's?
Oh, she's breastfeeding.
Fuck! The other way. Look the other way.
God, I
Or-
looked and I liked it.
I mean, there's got
Lucky baby.
It's got to be a perfect time, like a bite point where you can look for a second, where you realize what's going on. You've clocked it.
You
like,
see what's going
I'll
on.
look
You're like,
away.
okay, right.
I'll look away.
Yeah,
It's unusual.
that's
right?
just polite, right?
Yeah,
You don't usually see that.
of course.
What, breastfeeding?
Yeah.
It depends on the
How
environment
often have
you're
you
in.
seen
I went
it?
to a wedding a while back where way more
Yeah.
people had kids than I was expecting, and there was a lot of breastfeeding.
And they
going on.
probably feel
Sure, it wasn't a crash.
Wrong kind of party. I came, ready for a huge party, and
What is this?
mainly kids.
because of the
I'm there, blazed out my mind. Hey, breastfeeding.
Why
Children
always
everywhere.
blaze at a wedding.
Well, why not? Everyone else is
Too
drinking.
many, everyone
It's
else
illegal
looking
in the
after
UK.
kids.
That's why.
What's illegal?
Unbelievable.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, around kids as well.
Call the popo.
I get
Call the
really
popo.
handsy as well. This is the problem. No, I don't. But like, breastfeeding is breastfeeding is
Went to a
fine.
party. They kept whacking out their tits everywhere I looked. Weird. Didn't mention the kids. Didn't mention the kids in that story.
There are children everywhere. There's one in your bloody lap.
What are you sucking on your tit? Get him off.
Perv kid. Pervert child.
He's telling off all the
This
kids.
baby's a pervert. You can't treat women like that.
Why does that accent lend itself to
Because
that?
I was
don't
in
know,
Somerset
because
at the
it
time.
really takes you out. It takes you out of your personal.
It makes you think you're an idiot. It allows you to be an
a
idiot.
little bit. Yeah. It's not.
Why
I mean,
though?
Why though? Well,
Let's
that's up to you.
analyze
Why
that.
though?
Let's not analyze.
It's up
that.
to you though.
Let's not.
You asked for this and you ate for that, and
Let's
Yeah.
analyze the perfect age to stop breastfeeding.
Why'd you keep
We've all
bringing
seen
it back?
Game of Thrones, and that kid was like 15 or some shit. What was he doing? He was chomping on his mum.
yeah, but suddenly
like,
he great looking in season 8, wasn't he?
Was he?
Right at the
Oh.
end there.
Youthful,
He was the guy sat
youthful
right
glow.
little pipsqueak.
Great looking dude.
Late puberty. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Maybe
so
it was 'cause of
clearly,
that.
maybe it was
That
because of
nutrition.
I mean, it's a fictional program.
Well,
Throwing it out there.
I'm going to try it.
Not the
I'm
same actor.
90% sure he wasn't sucking on that woman's tits. And if he was, that is some method acting that can only be applauded
Wait,
with
when?
some sort
At
of
what
award.
point?
Well, when he was, there was a point where he was
He
like,
was young.
But-
Younger.
but he was
Wait, are you
considered
talking about in the story or in reality? The actor was not
yeah,
sucking on the actors.
that's what
In
Ross is
reality.
saying.
Well, of course, Russ.
there are some films where they actually have sex, like Nymphomaniac, where it is, where
Yeah, but that's
Shia LaBeouf.
that is like an exception.
who was just like, I'm going for it.
It's an exception.
Make it real.
Or the fake reality of Birdman, where Edward Norton's character tries to do that to someone on stage, but that's not real.
Tries to do
Tries to have actual sex with
Oh.
someone
shit.
as like
I
their
forgot that
opening
film.
scene. Great movie. Great movie.
Edward Norton.
That stuff.
Ed Norton, yeah.
Ed
Oh, is
Norton.
he in it? Is he?
Fight
Yeah.
Club.
Birdman,
Fight
the
Club.
one with Michael Keaton in
Yeah.
it. Oh, didn't know who's in it.
He plays a pretentious. He plays himself.
Oh, why do you not like Edward Norton?
I saw the film.
He's notoriously like hard to work with
Yeah.
and like really diva-esque and wants to change the script and stuff to his vision
Yeah.
all the time.
Really?
He's pretty good though.
That seems like quite a pushy.
I mean, he's been in a lot of good films.
Like Hulk.
the Hulk. yeah.
Again, you're choosing the exception.
You've chosen. Yeah, you could have said
We're
Fight
not
Club.
all watching.
Fight Club is probably one of the big ones.
He was
Yeah.
going to be
Or
the Hulk.
American History X.
Yeah.
Like,
like,
Marvel
incredible performance.
disassociated themselves from Ed Norton because
Yeah.
of how hard he was to work with.
Well,
and then
what's
they
the-
got Mark Ruffalo instead.
Mark Ruffalo's awesome.
Yeah,
I think
he was a better choice.
he's a better casting. I don't
Yeah.
think Edward Norton ever suited the role that well.
Didn't
No.
they say the same for Terrence, the guy from Iron Man, who was replaced by Don Cheadle?
Yes.
Oh,
He
yeah.
said
are.
he was asking for way too much money or something, and pretty above his station. He was just like, "Wow, I won't work on this again." I feel like he missed out.
He did,
Yeah.
but also he was probably pissed off at the fact that Robert Downey Jr. was getting loads
Substantial
more.
amount more.
But
Right?
it's Robert Downey Jr.
You're
but
paying for
at
the
that
key
time,
stars.
though,
Yeah.
Mm.
He was like a drug addict and pulled out of the.
I'm guessing they ran the figures. They wouldn't have let somebody go
so.
without doing the figures. Like,
Like,
anyway,
I don't work for Marvel.
You don't work for Marvel.
John
Trott.
Cheadle.
Like to.
You look like you starred in one of their films. Oh, you yellow-haired fuck.
Yeah, Quicksilver. Yeah, he died.
Where's your goggles? Is he dead? Is he?
No, well, one version of them is dead.
Oh, what? Because of the snap?
It's either the X-Men one or the Marvel Avengers one.
How's that work? I never really.
There's two
I can't
Quicksilvers.
keep up with all of this stuff.
Right. So the
It's
Quicksilver.
In X-Men, the Fox production.
Yeah.
Or Sony, is it?
Oh, he's
Where
the
he
better
runs
one.
around
He's the better one, and then the Avengers one was the one
the
with
guy
Red
that
Scarlet Witch's brother.
Christopher Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron something.
Oh,
So they
the guy
found
who's
them.
from
Kick-Ass.
American Horror Story or whatever it is. Kick-Ass? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh no, that guy.
Aaron-
oh yes, right.
Aaron, what's
Jesus
his face?
Christ,
But
I'm
didn't-
lost with all these
Yeah,
characters.
the X-Men one is better, I think.
Well, he's just a kind of a non-character in Avengers.
Was he in Avengers? Was he?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
He was in the one where that whole island lifted
Yeah.
up at the end.
That yeah, that's true. That was the one. That was my least favorite one. The one who's the brother of Scarlet
Age of
Witch.
Ultron, I think.
Yeah, it was Age of Ultron
Yeah.
in Moldova or whatever made-up place they created in Eastern Europe.
I've forgotten all this film.
It's a lot of work.
All these
It's a blur.
films blend into one thing for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like I know loads of people fucking love them. They just can't wait to watch the next one. It's just they all
I've
just
kind
feel
of-
like the same film now.
I've lost my buzz
in my
now
eyes,
that
so
the
just like thinking about
arc has ended.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it because, it's the end of it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not super buzzed about the next films coming out.
I
I
feel
haven't
like-
seen Far From Home still.
Have you not?
That
It's
is,
good.
I thought was actually really good.
It's good. The
Cool.
Avengers, I feel, is a little bit like when you eat too much chocolate, and you're like, I really like this chocolate. Wow, this chocolate's delicious. And then by the end of it, you're like, I feel pretty
But
fucking
you've been eating
sick
chocolate
now.
for 10 years and I
Yeah,
want something else.
I don't want to eat chocolate now.
Have something
Like,
else now. Oh, my belly hurts. I'm sick
Yeah.
of this. It's all the same.
It's very cookie cutter.
Yeah, it
Meth-
works.
It works.
Yeah.
It
It's
works.
mass appeal, and some of the stories are pretty good.
Still better than Star Wars. Like Avengers, in my
Okay.
opinion, is still much better than Star Wars. The recent Star Wars saga.
It's a
wasn't
shame
a
'cause
fucking saga in any respect.
The universe of Star Wars is more interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was treated badly in that trilogy for
Mm.
sure. There were some gleaming moments. However, they just made some bad executive decisions. Like JJ decided to do a trilogy and then backed out after the first film. And then another director came in with a completely different vision, changed the entire story, and then JJ Abrams
Wasn't
decided...
Vision in Avengers?
Huh?
Vision was in Avengers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's where Rian Johnson got his inspiration.
Nice.
Really good link.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, back to breastfeeding.
What are we actually talking about?
I don't know
today?
where we came to with the breastfeeding thing. Either way, I'm hoping the nipples are eventually just not taboo.
Well, my weird point about all men or women is when you're a fetus, you are technically a woman until you
Or
become a
you're,
man.
like, surely you're just in the middle.
Yeah.
You
You're
specifically,
not a woman
you
either.
haven't got nothing.
It's not that you grow a vagina and then grow a penis.
Well,
Do you?
I don't
Do
know
you
the
know?
science.
Okay, so
Well,
you're
then
not.
don't
You're
start.
neither then.
Don't go through it if you. I don't know the science.
I'm not-
Don't start a conversation with. I don't know the science.
I
but.
read it, and therefore I believe it.
Okay.
So biologically speaking, apparently you're more woman-orientated biologically speaking, and then you start developing male traits with the testosterone and stuff that's brought in. There's more than just testosterone and estrogen.
Okay.
I'm aware of that, but allegedly this is why we have
Fuck's sake.
Nipples.
You did that
Fuck
yesterday.
me, you do this all, dude. I do not
He
know.
complains about these.
I don't know anyone who
Complains about the
spills
bottles.
their
He
drinks
spilled his
more
drink,
often.
ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
the clumsy one.
Yesterday he spilled his drink as well, just down here.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's a solid argument.
But I'm just saying, I've got a bottle
I'm still
here,
environmentally friendly.
I
I'm
know,
just
you
spilling
are.
water.
but you know,
Well, that's made of glass.
this is made of glass. So
But it's reusable.
Yeah. So
yeah, but we've got a furnace to melt this down. So
Yeah, but that has to go through a process. I can put this
Just
back.
There is
stop.
there is technically
Just
plastic
stop
on this, though.
spilling your drinks, Trott.
I need a
technically
non-spill cup.
You need something that sticks to the table.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get you one with a sucker on the bottom of it.
There's one that you can get where you can
It's not
knock
going to
it
work
about.
on this. We've got a new luxurious fur that we've.
This isn't going to become a
procured.
constant thing. We use this for a
We found
video.
this. We found
We can't say this is a new thing.
If you're listening to the podcast,
Yeah.
we've got a nice leopard
Is it tiger?
Real.
It's a tiger.
It's a tiger
tiger
skin.
skin.
It's not real tiger skin, is it?
No.
I'm pretty.
Of course
is
not.
it?
Of course it's fucking
I've
not.
only killed 3.
You bought it from Hobbycraft.
Yeah.
And they asked
not
how
real.
much of it you wanted. They had it by the meter.
And I said
it's
1
not a
meter.
real tiger.
This is way more than 1
I don't know
meter,
how
right?
big do tigers go.
She
We've
was
got
very
20 meters here, sir.
She was very generous.
Whoa, it's a big tiger.
Oh, it's a big old one.
Do you think this is more than 1 meter? I think it is. I think they were very
yes,
generous.
It's 1.5.
So shout out to Hobbycraft for sorting me out.
There'll be a video about that soon.
Way. There will be, yeah.
Our trip to Hobbycraft and how Ross Hornby got more than he bargained for.
Yeah, that's not
the video. I was thinking it was a real tiger.
That's not the whole video. I mean,
it
is.
God, did you know you can buy animal skins at Hobbycraft?
Just go around.
Tiger they got.
Insane.
Just go around hunting for deals.
Should we talk about China?
You worried?
China.
You worried about the breakout?
The coronavirus.
Chris Trott.
I've been drinking it for ages.
Is it Wuhan virus potentially is the other name?
They're calling it that.
But I prefer Corona because it destroys the branding of
the beer brand. Yeah. The coronavirus.
They must fucking hate that. I like that would genuinely affect your brand.
I think you should lean into it and maybe make a special edition.
Have you called the virus
which
yet?
has got like
glug, glug, glug.
Yeah. Catch the virus.
Maybe we should start that. A hashtag coronavirus.
Just to give them a free
I've got the bug.
Alcoholism. I got the bug.
Fuck. I mean, yeah, it's damaging. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't come to us.
It's in Scotland already.
Fingers crossed. No, it's not in Scotland yet. They're testing people.
Right.
That's the important thing. And that's such a panic-inducing headline.
Immediately.
Like, testing people in Scotland. It's like...
They're just screening people.
Oh my God, should we be worried? I'm not going to Scotland. Cancel my Scotland trip. I don't want to go. Like, they're testing, right?
Yeah.
They don't know. They're just making sure. There was also footage of a dude who got off the plane from Wuhan, specifically, and he said, yeah, there were no screening tests from their side, no screening tests from this side. It was just a free-for-all. That's worrying. That's the worrying part. They should have at least like some sort of screening straight from Wuhan.
Yeah, but the requirements to do that is hard. Hold on.
Yeah, but think about the people dying.
Craig's brought up
I saw this the other day, or actually Matt in the editor's room found this yesterday, in fact, that 2 police stations in Bristol were closed over fears that someone had the coronavirus. One guy had just walked into the police station to use the toilet, and when he came out, they're like, "Sorry, you can't leave. We're on lockdown." So they were stuck in there, and the 2 police stations were locked down until they realised the guy was fine.
So they need more toilets in this town centre.
Yeah,
so much
we've
panic.
been through this before.
Dirty protest. Second, Ross, Craig. Fuck me. Craig, can you quickly Google the population of Wuhan, China?
Oh, it's like 9 million, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. Is
it quite
crazy.
big? Is it?
Yeah, it's massive.
Because I was going to say, like, there are so many people popping up who've had contact with someone in Wuhan, and China's huge.
But it shows you how the scale of China, because I've never heard of Wuhan before.
No.
But then I don't really pay attention to.
Fuck me, 11
Chinese.
million.
11 million.
11 million.
You guys want to go Wuhan?
Yeah, right now?
Well, I mean, now's
a good time.
Flights will be cheap as fuck.
That'd be real cheap.
Flights will be really
so cheap.
dirt cheap.
Dirt.
Virus cheap.
Sprawling capital of central China's Hubei.
God, prices will make you sick.
House prices are dropping.
We bought half of Wuhan.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it's really hard to gauge how worried you should be about these things, isn't it? Because you know that if it's really bad, governments won't tell you, like, won't want people to know that.
China, especially.
Yeah.
Like, they will not report the actual number of deaths going on because there's no problem here.
Yeah.
SARS, wasn't it?
Do you know? So they've traced it back to a fish market in Wuhan.
Right.
Was somewhere people first recorded cases came out of that fish market, or people had been to that fish market. Because again,
human contact.
They said that the fish market may have been dealing in illegally obtained animals. So I don't know what that means.
It's hard to.
But it sounds like a classic China problem, doesn't it?
11 million.
It's going to be everyone else's problem if it isn't sorted out.
Yeah, it's like
the annoying thing is it's just
not
flu-like symptoms.
Yeah,
that's like so like.
Well, it's the same.
You would not go to a doctor
same as
for
any
flu-like
virus,
symptoms
right?
normally.
Flu-like symptoms, and then it pivots into organ failure,
into just
which is what kills you.
Nice.
Just a quick pivot.
Nice.
Didn't they say that sepsis is like one of the biggest killers in the UK? Kills more people than cancer.
Nice.
And it's you don't notice it until like really late stage.
How'd you get it?
It's like a blood poisoning. So
sepsis
can if you
from anything,
lots
of
have
things.
Small
My great uncle died of sepsis.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Died in like a day and a half.
In every film that whenever someone like cuts their foot in water or something, it's like they die of sepsis or some shit. It's always.
It's basically your blood poisons you.
Yeah.
So multiple things can cause sepsis, but what it essentially means is, almost straight away you'll start to your tissue starts dying. You start getting necrosis of your tissue, because it's not being fed properly. Essentially,
damn.
It's like imagine like fuel in a car. Imagine just pouring shit into that, and eventually the car just breaking in all manner of ways because
diesel and a petrol.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like diesel and a petrol. But yeah, sepsis is pretty bad. You get sepsis from all sorts of things. So meningitis B, the bacterial form, which is the one that kills students like that, causes sepsis, and it can make you go, even if you survive it. Not students, but that because it's a very likely population, they're all close together. It can cause you to go deaf, blind. You'll almost certainly lose limbs, all sorts of things, even if you survive it. So sepsis really sucks. I don't know if you want
For you hypochondriacs out there, this one's for you.
Yeah.
Sepsis is a potentially life-threatening condition caused by the body's response to an infection. The body normally releases chemicals into the bloodstream to fight an infection. Sepsis occurs when the body's response to these chemicals is out of balance, triggering changes that can damage multiple organ systems.
So I think your blood is literally a threat.
Yeah, it can progress to septic shock, blood pressure drops dramatically, and this may lead to death. Scary, but
don't cut yourself.
Just I don't symptoms, signs of symptoms. A change in mental status. I mean,
I'm a bit under the weather.
A first upper number in a blood pressure reading, also called the systolic pressure. That's less than or equal to 100 millimeters
Who's checking
of
their
mercury.
pressure?
Are you checking your blood pressure off?
Well, you would. This is the thing.
So you would go to the doctors.
You'd look for the signs of illness, and then a doctor. But you can check blood pressure easily.
Respiratory rate higher than or equal to 22 breaths a minute. Now, how many breaths have you had today, or just now?
Now I'm thinking about
In the last
breathing.
minute.
That's really annoying. Now
That's
I hate
annoying.
thinking about breathing.
I've never really thought about how many breaths I take a minute. That's really highlighted something new for me.
And if I'm
Everyone
thinking,
Is it in and out, or is it just ins?
is
I
in
think
and
that's
out
an
one?
in and an out. That count. One breath is an in and an out.
And then you're
So
changing your
count your
pace
breaths.
as soon as you're aware of it.
If
though.
you're aware of it, you're not. I feel like.
Someone else needs to do that for me.
Do you guys want to do a breath holding challenge
No,
right
So
now?
it's like if you said, oh, you breathe automatically, or like now you're breathing manually, and you're thinking about it, you're like, I am fucking breathing manually, you bastard.
But you can't.
Try and stop breathing.
You can't
Just stop breathing
die
now.
from forgetting.
No.
You can't die from forgetting to breathe. Like
No.
you'll just naturally just be like.
Well, this
No,
was a
it's
big
not
part of
breathing.
diving, like when we were learning to dive, right? Like that whole mental battle with breathing
underwater,
is a thing. And as soon as you realize like stuff like that, it's like you're not going to die because you forgot about breathing. Like all these autonomous systems.
Just panics.
It's like, think about it like your heart. You know, your heart won't stop beating if you tell it to.
Oh, now I'm telling my heart. Now I have to do manual beats.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's like next level brain
Dun, dun.
control. If you can start
stop your
working
heart.
organs one by one, and start thinking, well, that's my liver, and just make sure my liver works a little bit extra hard now because I'm just about to drink a shitload of vodka.
That's possible because
It'll do it automatically. Don't worry.
on TV ages ago I watched a magician and he had his hands out like this and he had two people from the audience, so we know it's real.
It's real,
They were
of course.
checking the pressure and then dinging a thing, and he changed the pace for both arms. So one got really
Is
slow.
it Darren Brown? Was it?
No, it wasn't
Sounds
Darren
like
Brown.
a Darren Brown thing.
Was he squeezing their arms up here?
No, down the wrist.
Okay, so
Did he do anything? Did he change the pressure by squeezing it?
above or
He
below?
wasn't doing it. He was just stood there, and he managed to slow it down for one side, and then speed up the other one, and then slow them both down to nothing until he had no.
He wasn't getting a pulse.
He wasn't getting a pulse.
So I was watching.
Then he
this-
died on stage.
Wow.
This really interesting spy
What a show.
documentary. where,
It's the last one.
it's one of those rare spy documentaries where it's filmed with like some really good cameras. But basically, this spy managed to reduce his heart rate to the point where he was dying, and then he started it again.
What's this
His
documentary
name is, I
called?
think his name was Pierce something.
Pierce Brosnan.
Good guy.
Good guy. What a talent.
Yeah, pretty rare thing to do though. Stop your
James
heart and then
Bond.
get it back up to the regular rate again,
What was that?
and then
Goldeneye.
straight into fighting. I don't know if it was Goldeneye. I think it was
Tomorrow
one
Never
of the,
Dies.
The other ones.
one of the other ones.
The ones that aren't
World is not
Goldeneye.
enough. Maybe I don't know.
This is the one with Toby Stevens as the bad guy.
Thrilling documentary.
Was it Toby Stevens?
Was it the guy with diamonds in his face?
Yeah, that was.
Maybe.
Oh, that was.
And the giant laser from space.
That
I mean,
was
now that we start
Quantum of Solace.
saying the
that
things
Quantum
that
of
happen
Solace?
in these
No.
films.
The one before that. The
Seems
world is not
ludicrous.
enough.
Casino Royale.
Tomorrow Never Dies. Die Another
Tomorrow
Day.
Never Dies, maybe.
Die Another Day.
Die Another Day.
The World is Not Enough might be the one with the giant laser from
The
space.
World is not enough was
That's
the one with the
Goldeneye.
pipeline.
That's not Goldeneye.
That's not Goldeneye.
Goldeneye.
Goldeneye's ages ago.
It's
Goldeneye
the
was the
satellite.
first Pierce Brosnan film. It was a classic. The game was amazing.
yeah.
I loved the game. The game was great.
Yeah,
The
but it
game
was about
set that.
a satellite, right? That
The Golden.
fired a
yeah.
laser. So you can understand my confusion.
Yeah.
Is it firing a laser into space though? Oh, this
Yeah.
one was firing from
yeah,
space
Yeah.
into the.
How do they
into
get the
Arctic
documentary-
because they were cutting the Arctic open.
Yeah,
I
there's
think
a
that
How do they
is
get
World's
the
Not Enough.
documentary crew on that?
I don't know.
That's what I'm finding.
But it's the thing, the
Baffling.
budget was insane and it looked fantastic.
Wow.
And Yeah, I just missed
You're
it.
thinking the
I
one
miss
where
it.
the surfing opens with surfing, then it goes to
I can't
hovercraft.
remember where
Is he-
hovercraft. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, it is. It's that one. It's
Yeah.
the one.
Is it the one where he falls down the Millennium Dome?
I want. That's different again.
Fuck's sake.
Oh yeah, that's one of the later
All these
ones.
fucking things that he did were insane, and that's what makes
There's
those
some really
films
bad
great.
CG in some of them.
I
Like
think the one
yeah.
you're thinking of is Die Another Day.
Yeah.
I think that's
Is it
it.
the one where he controls his car with a Nokia phone?
Yep.
yeah.
Is that Tomorrow Never Dies or is
In the
that
car
Goldeneye?
park.
Just Google it. You
I
have
don't
the
want-
internet in
look,
front of you.
fine.
I mean, we're frustrating people who know now. You know, we just go, I don't know. Is it? Is it the man with the golden gun? No,
Do-
it's not.
Do you remember a scene where he's surfing
Yep.
along Arctic like ice and things like that, and it's just really poorly green screened?
That is Die Another Day.
That's
Die
Die
Another Day, is it?
Right.
So we've got GoldenEye, World
Who
Is
was
Not
the bad
Enough,
guy in Die Another Day?
Nightfire. That was the video game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Um,
that.
Everything or Nothing was also a video game. Tomorrow Never Dies, World Is Not Enough, Die Another Day. Die Another Day
Click on it.
had a great song from Madonna, which is an awful song. It was dreadful. Like,
Right.
I'm not bigging it
How
up.
many James
So-
Bond
Who was the bad guy in this one?
So the bad guy in this one, you might...
Toby Stevens.
Toby Stevens.
got it right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But which one? What were you... Is this the
And
space laser?
This is this is the one where the one where he had diamond. He had to
the
regenerate.
diamond encrusted.
They had the regeneration machine, and there was a greenhouse.
Yeah.
And there was diamonds in the Asian guy's face. He had like a
Right.
henchman as well.
Right, I don't
Yeah.
remember at all.
And then he had the Vanquish, which goes the Vanish,
Yes.
which goes invisible.
Vanquish. Was it Vanquish?
It was
might
based
have
on the
been
Vanquish,
yeah.
but they called it something else. They called it the
Fuck.
Vanish.
I mean, the DBS was a great
I mean,
one.
we're
That's
just
the newer
we're
ones.
We're
But
literally-
yeah,
talking about
we're talking about James
Literally
Bond because
talking about
James,
James Bond.
we've gone from nipples to James Bond.
What's the
and I
one
don't
with
know how.
Sean Bean in it? 006.
That is the first one. It's GoldenEye.
I like
But I
that.
think he comes back in one of them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
006 dies in that one. Does he not?
But does he though?
Spoilers. If you haven't watched Goldeneye from like I don't know
He
what.
gets beheaded at one point, doesn't he?
At one point, and then it just pops back like in Men in Black.
He
Right.
just
Where,
pops straight back in.
Steve Buscemi's character has his head blown off, and then it grows back. Like, oh man, you don't know how much that stings.
I did not realize that was Steve Buscemi until way later.
No.
No,
He
I
looks
did
like
not,
an
yeah.
alien.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Shit, man. I think 006 comes back in the same film later on, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Not different films.
Betrayed.
Yeah. But poor Sean Bean dies in loads of films, doesn't he?
Scene Bean. How
That's
many
it.
James Bond movie titles have the word die in them? There's a lot, right?
3.
Tomorrow Never Dies, Die Another Day. The new one coming out has got die in it,
Does it?
I think.
Does it?
All the Times Die was in James Bond movie titles. Someone's
Yeah.
done the work for you. It's like every time you think of an
Live and
original
Let
Thor
Die?
or something. Live and Let Die. Oh, hang on. Here we go.
It's more
Tomorrow
than
Never Dies, Die Another Day, No Time to Die. Is
That's
that the
it.
new one?
No Times That's a new one. But
Yeah.
excluding that, I
Yeah,
was right.
You were right.
Yeah.
Yes! Pub
Nice.
quiz. Let's do this.
How many have Goldeneye in them?
1.
All right.
How much would it cost to purchase the entire Argos catalog?
1.3 million.
We did this earlier on. Earlier on, we were literally thinking like, how much would it cost to buy every single item? And
We don't have
were
that
just
money.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
It was 1.3 million, roughly.
1.3 million.
But every single
Is that
thing.
the current catalog?
Current, wow, I think it was like from
So- it's a
2014 or
rough-
something. It's a rough estimate.
Yeah.
Let's adjust for inflation. Let's say 2 million.
Can you
max.
still get the catalog in physical form?
Yeah.
Or is it all on like
no, they're
touch
they're
screens?
boshing them out, but they're smaller.
Right.
They're slightly smaller.
Smaller text or just less? Overall?
I think they've just made it smaller, like just a little bit smaller than the original, which is a
Okay.
chunky boy.
So it's harder to read.
We should try and build something out
Probably.
of Argos catalogs. Because, like,
I feel like I feel it's wasteful that they make them in the first place. What would you build?
Very
out of?
wasteful.
a wall.
Just a wall. Just a
So
wall of
many
Argos
Stuff my
catalogs.
house is like walls with. You don't need insulation.
Yeah, just use the pages of like Argos catalogs.
Mm.
Okay, this was built off of Argos.
I feel better like not
How many could
requesting
you-
new ones, but
Yeah.
like taking all the old ones and making something out of them.
Well,
yeah.
we found
How many do you think you could take in a day before they start going? Why are you taking so many?
like 10.
Because they
try-
normally have like a tray of them.
Try and make a wall and run straight away.
What if you just
Well,
go
you
in
can
there with
order-
with one of those forklift truck things and just pick it up and walk out and just
I'll be
swing it
taking
out?
this. Yeah.
Taking the whole lot.
Dumb waiter.
Is it? It's not a dumbwaiter. Dumbwaiter is the
Elevator.
little pulley system.
So I used to work in a call center for a company called Screwfix that sells tools, and they had a big catalog, obviously, and tradesmen loved the catalog back in the day because barely any of them had smartphones. because-
Circle that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. They go through like that. But we found out quite early on that you can just send as many catalogs to someone as you like for free. So we
Right.
sent 300 to my mate's address once. They turned up on a pallet.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
You can just up
300
the number.
They just turned up on a pallet of catalogs, and he was just
That's
like,
so many.
Well, what am I going to do with all
"What are we
these?
going to do with all this?" And I was
What
just
did
like,
you do?
I can't even remember, if I'm honest with you. I think we sent it. We've got, because you can just get them picked up again. I mean, it was very wasteful. Obviously, but it's a different time back then. I was about 16, 17,
Yeah.
and nobody cared about paper back then.
It's before the tipping point, right?
Before the tipping point, we were living a life of luxury, Trot. Every
Ramping
man,
up to
woman,
it.
and child had 300 Screwfix catalogs. It was a land of plenty.
Yes.
And
We all had an Argos catalogue.
We're all buying screws.
old Greta was just a sparkle in David Attenborough's eye. You know, like
Wait. What?
But going back
David
to
Attenborough birthed Greta?
no, David Attenborough is her paternal grandfather.
the Argos catalog system is horseshit. I don't like. I've used it recently, and it just doesn't compare to the internet. It just does not compare. Why would you ever want to go back to a catalog where you're flicking through? Oh, is it this? Is it this? Oh, what
It's
about?
nice to browse.
But you can't compare anything because you can, but it just
You
takes
tear
so
the page
much longer.
out, tear that page out, and then
No.
put it next to that one.
That's reckless. That's reckless.
What are you buying from Argos?
What
to
did I
compare
buy? I think it
things.
was
We
like
buy quite frequently from Argos, actually.
I bought a couple of things.
We got the Cybertruck from there.
for my niece for Christmas, and that's probably it, really. But
I find they have some.
we
stuff.
bought the car, the Cybertruck. Yeah,
It's one of the last places that has stock of things in store when
Yeah.
you can't get it. Say you need something the same day, you're like, oh, let's have a look and see if they have it in stock in Argos, and they often do.
So it's a fallback place.
not to like
degree.
to Argos's horn. I don't really care about Argos either way, but that's what I've used it for. I use it more than like most other high street stores. You know, like when was the last time you went in Robert Dias?
I've
I
never
have
been.
no
in one.
need to go there.
I've never been in a Robert Dice.
Exactly.
What shops have you never been in?
What shop?
There's probably loads.
Mothercare.
God, the death of the high street.
There's so much.
This is it.
You can just get on Amazon instead of Argos.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Well,
like you
this is another
say,
thing.
Do you feel like you want to move away from Amazon a bit?
I'd love
I'm
to.
getting the impression that I shouldn't shop there anymore.
I don't
'Cause
really-
It's too easy.
It will destroy our economy. Like we are in this. I've spoken about this before, and I really want to get it out there to make sure that people go, "Wow, Alex
Of course.
Smith was a visionary." Like
Yeah.
that's what I want to be. I want people to look back and go, "Wow, that guy's a visionary."
it might be too late now.
So I've
Yeah.
talked about this before. There is a golden age for subscription models, and there are a golden age for consumers in every developing sort of thing. So my example was the Xbox Game Pass recently. It's been super cheap, and there's loads of good games on there. I think that's it's obviously to build users to
Yeah.
go, wow, it's such a good deal. Let's all get in on it, right? Same with Amazon. So Amazon, we've been enjoying the fact that we can get like next day deliveries on pretty much everything. The prices are always really, really low, and Amazon have invited individual sellers to come on. So this is not from Amazon. This is just distributed by Amazon.
we're personally benefiting from Twitch Prime as well.
Yep.
Half
Yeah.
our subscriptions are that.
So what happens with Amazon, they are taking good ideas. So they look at new sellers who come onto Amazon to sell, individuals, and go, wow, that's selling really well. We'll just undercut them, use our buying power and our distribution network to buy more things. That destroys that seller right away, and now Amazon now has a desirable product. So they use, if you want to sell on Amazon, they will use your stats to make sure, like, if anything goes really well, they want to sell it as well. That's how they do it. So it's almost like market
Yeah,
They
research.
just call it
Amalgamate.
Amazon Basics
Yep.
and tell you to fuck off.
Deliveroo had Deliveroo Plus, which Deliveroo in the UK is like DoorDash in the US. It's a food delivery service, so you can get it from restaurants. Somebody turns up on a bike, gets the thing from the restaurant, delivers it to your door.
Do they not have Deliveroo in the US? Is it?
They have
called
DoorDash
Postmates
and stuff like
or
that.
whatever it is?
Postmates for
Postmates
anything.
Is for
Right.
anything.
It's like, oh, pick that up from this store and give it to me.
So
that's really useful.
Yeah.
Deliveroo
That's-
Plus
sounds very
literally
good.
yesterday or the day before has said, right, so Deliveroo Plus was £5 a month you pay and you get free delivery on stuff. So food usually costs about £2.50 to deliver. So if you order more than twice on Deliveroo a month, you might as well get it because the third delivery essentially becomes free.
Right.
Because you're paying £5 a month. They literally emailed me yesterday saying they're changing it because it's become so popular. Now there's going to be a minimum order value before Deliveroo Plus applies, and some food items or something like that won't be
Exempt.
are exempt from it. And this always happens, and the same thing will
They've got to
happen
bump
with
it up.
Amazon.
Yeah.
You're right. We won't because it's the best deal for the consumer right now.
Yeah.
But what we're doing is we're essentially sealing our fate. We're annihilating competition. So there's going to be no competition for Amazon anymore and they get a monopoly. And then as soon as everybody else is dead, they can go, well, we're the only place you can come to. We can set the price of whatever the hell we want, and they have complete control of the market. And this is This is the deal that that consumers are doing with these big companies.
Yeah.
We reap the rewards early on, and it's just like with me and the 300. Not me, I didn't do it personally, but the 300 catalogs back then.
Yeah.
We were like, this is amazing, this is so fun, and then bam, you have to pay the fucking toll.
So what can we do about it? Obviously, us
There's very
versus-
little we can do about
us
it.
versus a
We are
corporation.
financially
Yeah.
benefiting,
People
aren't we?
want to buy cheaper stuff because they
Yep.
can't afford the more expensive
Yep.
stuff. You
Yep.
have to like choose to like, I'm going to go to this store and pay more.
You need the luxury of yeah.
more money. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't. This is it. But that is essentially, not to go into one of these old rants that we used to do about capitalism, but that is essentially the price you pay for free markets and for markets that have competition within them. If you've got no regulation, if you've got nothing stopping companies like Amazon taking people's ideas
Yeah.
and selling them,
This is the thing.
eventually Amazon is going to become like the Western Europe's distributor of things. You know,
And then we're in Stardew Valley territory.
what Stardew Valley
Because the
territory?
story of that is they got this big like E-Mart or something like that, which is like the big bad. And then all you're doing is trying to live your little life, like growing your own crops and stuff.
I mean, that could 100%.
And you're always been like negged to be, oh come on, like just be an employee.
Yeah.
You can learn so much more and like get food instantly.
It's like what was that Fallout style RPG that came out recently?
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds has the exact same thing. So in that there are like several big companies, and you're either part of one of these companies or part of another one.
Yeah.
Like,
And
yeah.
It's so much harder to do it on your own.
But I think that's happened. I think that's growing up
they're
as well.
also
You
going-
want to live your own life,
They're
don't you?
going into
Eventually.
supermarkets as well. Have you seen obviously the,
Well, Amazon.
there's
kiosk
Amazon are doing
list.
their own where you just walk in, put
Mhm.
everything in a basket, and walk out.
Is that still happening? Or
They're
have they
still
abandoned
researching.
it?
They're testing it now.
Right.
But what would make more sense is if like Tesco and Asda and Sainsbury's started doing that now, because Amazon are just going to fucking dominate.
True.
Because if you could just go into a shop, grab your things, and walk out as soon as possible, that's so much more convenient
Hmm.
than
Go do a
the
checkout.
alternative. Obviously, some
I
people
use
just deliver.
checkout people because I want people to have jobs.
Yeah.
I try not to use automated checkout for anything.
if they're there and available, absolutely.
Yeah, because it's like if we all do, because I don't know about you, but when automated checkouts first started coming out, I was skeptical. I was like, God, this is a pain in the ass. It's got to like, oh, it hasn't weighed it properly, so now I have to call somebody over. But eventually, that is going to get nailed. I mean, it's pretty good now. Like,
Well,
don't get me wrong, I
cameras
use
now.
automated checkouts.
They've got little
but like,
cameras that like show you what you're dealing with, so that they can make sure you're not stealing.
and-
So that's the one thing that you would think that would be kind of like open for abuse,
Mhm.
is that you can put 2 sachets
So they
in,
just
or
need
2
to
things or whatever.
they need to upgrade that to be like automated fully. So you just walk
But Amazon
out.
will tank that loss to start with, as in they will take that. So people will definitely abuse it, steal from them, but they will go, fuck it. We know people are going to do this, but it's
the
worth
reward.
Collecting that data,
exactly, it's worth
improving it. Yeah.
So we can get to the point where we don't have to pay to staff our stores, and everybody uses them.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to deal with a small amount of shoplifting every so often.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll
I
deal
think
with
that's
that.
what big supermarkets are doing now anyway.
Yeah.
Because people are shoplifting through that method. It's just, it's not as, it's more profitable doing it the way they're doing
People
Gotta be
shoplift all the
convenient.
time,
Yeah.
and you can basically I've asked police,
people are
I've
honest,
asked
though.
policemen, I've asked store owners, like the various people I've encountered in my life about it, and they're like, pretty much you can steal if you stole one thing from a shop, and it was the first time you stole it, and you just walked out with it, nothing would ever happen. Like if you become like repetitive criminals, and they're like, that guy again, we know that guy, he's stealing again.
Yeah.
You got to build up a profile, right?
Yeah, but that's
How many have you stolen? What have you stolen?
Loads.
Loads.
They haven't got me yet.
Perfect.
Different hair every time.
Apparently, the easiest thing to steal is Apple pencils.
Guy with the wigs.
Apple
Apple
pencils.
Apple pencils. So CEX
From the Apple store or from somewhere
Oh,
else?
Apple
CEX.
Store, yeah. So what happens in CEX
Jesus.
is basically people, drug addicts mainly, because the reason
Do they
reason
have
that
to be addicted to drugs?
well, usually there's
It
a reason
helps.
that people steal and shoplift. Usually, it's not just for fun. It's not just for money. I mean, it's not a very good way of making money, is it? Shoplifting.
Well, I'm doing pretty well. They haven't got me yet.
But they steal Apple pencils
Right.
from the Apple Store.
Yeah.
Like, just pick them up,
How much are
take them over to CEX. Well, they're like 55 quid retail or something, but CEX pay fuck all for them because they've got so
course,
many
yeah.
of them.
Mhm.
And CEX give them 15, 20 quid. That pays for a bump of smack or whatever, and that's it. That's the economy.
So if I want an Apple Pencil, CEX. Is the
Oh,
first
absolutely.
thing
They got them on the
untouched,
wazoo.
basically new.
Oh, brand new.
Brand
for
new.
like 30 quid off. Yeah.
Yeah. Small handling fee.
But I mean,
for a
let's be
drug
honest.
dealer.
Companies like CEX
druggie, huh?
work
It's
on
got
stolen
crack on it.
goods.
Sorry?
Like companies like CEX thrive
Yeah.
on stolen goods. Like
Yeah, that's
how often do you
Cash
see
gin.
things that
Do they have like they must have regulations where it's like, well, this looks too dodgy.
if
Surely,
it's-
like
yeah,
yeah.
if there's reasonable cause to think that they're stolen goods, they're not allowed to buy
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But a company like that would of course fall over themselves to buy stolen goods in a
Yeah.
legitimate way because that
Yeah.
increases their profit margin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it then drives down the price.
Yeah, the idea that like, I don't know. Sometimes I find it funny when people think like, there is a good and there's a bad, there is a wrong and there is a right, there are law-abiding citizens and there are non-law-abiding citizens. It's just all fucking shades of grey. Like companies like CEX, not to just call out CEX, but there are lots and lots of companies out there, like fucking solicitors. You know, we're trying to get this warehouse now, and so they advertise this warehouse for, let's say, 15 grand a year, right? This is how much it's going to cost. We're like, yes, this warehouse looks good, lovely. Oh, here's your 15 grand. If you like, we can pay the entire fucking lease up front. Like, if that's what
Just
you're worried about.
Speed the process up.
Yes, and you still have the legal right to kick us out if we fuck it up. Right, all good. Oh no, wait, no, you need to appoint solicitors so we can draft this lease thing that the agent already knows how to do. It's a cookie cutter format.
It's basically just a contract you could sign that day.
Exactly.
But then you need to get another dude who just looks at it and goes, "Yeah, you could sign this
Yeah,
today."
yeah. And here's a £1,000 bill for it. You know, like these solicitors, it's a racket, and there are so many of these rackets, like clamping and all that sort of stuff.
Try a house move.
Yeah, exactly.
Houses,
Exactly.
I feel like, because there is a lot of fucking
You got estate
paperwork.
agents.
I feel like having someone to deal with that is
and solicitors.
important. Yeah.
But you've got people taking these huge chunks of the pie. And to be honest, it's like us sometimes. You know, like we do work, we do sponsored work, and we do all this other stuff, like where we have clients and we know these companies have huge amounts of money. So we're like, no, we're going to value our time like you value your time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like when a company has millions and millions and millions of pounds because they make wildly successful games, you're like, oh no, you want us to present your game to our audience. You want us to try and get that money off of them. We know how much you're charging for your product, so we want a piece of that as well. But quite frankly, the thing, half the stuff we do when we were a kid in school or when we were working shitty jobs, we're like, this is nuts amounts of money. For what? Like
£2.50 as well.
But if you don't,
you realise that their marketing budgets are ridiculous.
Yeah,
as well. And it's just like
and they have to use it up.
money you wouldn't even imagine coming from these.
They're being tax efficient as well. It's like, oh no, we need to spend this marketing budget.
Shit, like, we know YouTubers who are getting hundreds and hundreds of thousands for like one video.
Yeah,
which is fucking insane. But
I can't believe
they
Sips
see
did it.
value for it. They see value out of it, and it's just like, well, that's what they're willing to pay. And it's like,
if
you want to get in touch,
to these giant spheres of money, these giant levels almost. You got these big chunks of like all this money swirling around here, all this money swirling around here, and then at the bottom you got fucking like just miserable people who are just having a shit life, and you're like, wow, this is horrible.
For that to break, someone needs to be honest.
Yeah.
Someone needs to take that money and
not
then
us, Trott.
Robin
Don't
Hood
you ruin us, Trott.
We should be Robin Hoods.
right.
We take
How do we
from
rob them?
the big companies. No, we do the work, value it at that amount, so they're happy with it, and then just distribute it.
So just that's like a charitable deed.
Yeah, we do all the work.
But money doesn't solve all the problems.
No, but
it's a thing.
We could be called Robin Hood, which would be cool.
Did you see like that woman who was doing nudes for the bushfires?
Bushfire, yeah.
She raised over $1 million. That's insane. Would you ever pay for a nude?
If it's for a good cause.
You don't have to say now.
Not me personally. But I'm sure people out there have to.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, well, but if it was for charity, would you be
I
more
do
inclined
nudes
going, well,
for charity.
It's for charity, honey. I'll buy this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
No, that's stupid.
No,
I don't need
you keep
that.
on the DL.
I mean, in that scenario, I think the most virtuous thing to do would be like, well done for doing this. Thank you. I don't require one, but I've sent $10.
I'll just
or like promote it and say this is available if anyone wants it.
Yeah.
Or
bushfires.
Or buy 10
pretty bad.
And move on.
Buy 10, send me one.
Buy 10, send them around. Guys, she sent 10 of the same photo. Scam. Call her out. You raised $1 million for what? 10 of the same photo?
Oh. I bought 10 of these and I got 5 of them are the same. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I want my name called out.
Do you want some funny news? Bit of funny news?
Yeah.
That was funny.
Let's get funny with it.
Squeeze one in.
I'm squeezing it. Well, okay. Well, I got 4 here.
Sure.
Fish stabs man. Simple as that. That was in BBC today.
Is it a fish that has a... I don't know what this is.
Well, I mean, there's fish stabs man. There's penis spider strikes again.
Strikes again.
Horse ban after trying to gym it up. And Pablo Escobar of eggs.
What?
So Pablo Escobar.
It could have been. It should have been. This is a quote from the article.
You didn't change the titles like you usually do.
No, I did. These Fish Stabs Man was not the headline.
Fish Stabs Man basically was a fish stabbing through a kid's cheek.
As simple as it is. When it wasn't his cheek, it was his fucking neck. And if you see the photo, which, I mean, if you're watching this, it goes right
just a little warning if you don't want to...
a pre-warning. I mean, should we show it? I don't even know.
Yeah,
but
show it.
Basically, it goes through the back of his neck, and I think it just avoids his bone.
There's so much to avoid there as well.
But imagine going fishing, a fucking fish comes up and just straight through your neck. Jesus, I wouldn't go fishing.
Well, they're dangerous.
That
They
is
are.
dangerous.
Big fish like that. I mean, that looks like a large fish as
What type
well.
of fish was it? Let's
See
see.
it enough there, Craig.
Was it,
I was already away. Sorry. Craig was just enjoying
It
it.
does have a warning. This article contains an image some readers may find distressing.
Do you think we gave enough warning there?
Not
Yeah.
really. It's
Well, it
a
doesn't matter.
needlefish.
What's going to happen? Somebody's going to go, oh my God, I can't believe I saw that and had a bad day.
What we've done is
Right
save
to
them.
Ofcom.
Save
Well, it's
them a
not
trip
protecting
fishing.
ourselves, more just the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Why?
Watch out for needlefish.
I
Why is
didn't
it the
like-
right thing
I
to
didn't
do?
like
It's
that.
your right thing to do. Yeah, but what's that going to...
Yeah.
What about
Just like
your life
nipples.
has that changed
I'm
now?
fucked up now.
You're
Just
not
like
fucked
nipples.
up.
This will be boring. For you
Like
one
a
day.
fish through somebody's
gotta
neck
desensitize
versus
me.
like, you know, something really horrific. There are more horrific things than that on the internet.
He survived. Don't worry, guys.
He knows.
He's still fine. I know. There's
He's
awful
so
stuff out there.
desensitized.
So desensitized.
There were a few other actually that.
Where's
were
this
quite funny.
penis spider?
Oh, the penis spider. Yes, I'll
Strikes
get to the penis
again.
spider. There's actually a few other stories that I do really want to go.
I feel
to,
like you're
but-
making stories funny, but the actual stories aren't.
No, there are funny stories. This
Okay.
one isn't as funny. Spider bites Australian man on penis again.
So he's had it before.
Again!
Oh,
Ah.
no.
21-year-old Australian tradesman has been bitten by a venomous spider on the penis for a second time.
Is that
He was-
redback? Is that what they're called? Or is that,
It looks like a redback spider.
yeah.
Oof. That looks
I
painful.
know my auntie got bitten by a redback spider,
Ooh.
and the
On her
entire-
penis?
Not on her penis.
All right, so what is this? Let's imagine this is the penis. This is what
It's
we're looking
really
at.
bad, actually.
So, okay.
Getting bitten by one of those sucks.
Okay.
It causes the flesh to become necrotic. So you'll have a little tiny like spider bite, and then underneath it, on the inside, all the meat is just rotting away underneath your skin.
Oh, do you know how he did it?
Yeah,
So he was in a portable toilet
right.
on a building site.
Classic.
And yeah, bam.
it in
Must have been
Australia?
under the seat. Well, yeah, it was in Australia.
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
Of course, naturally.
Did he lose his penis? Did it
Let's see if he's
Did the necrophage-
lost the penis. Has he lost the penis?
take over?
I don't think he lost the penis.
Oh.
He got worried the first time. This time they're making jokes before I was getting in the car. So I mean, at least he was finding it funny. But he's fine.
Imagine getting it again. I mean,
Oh,
also check the bloody
Jesus
toilet seat
Christ.
for spiders.
I think after the first time, you'd always like.
Yeah.
It's like when you see a film and the snake comes out, and you're like, "Fucking hell!" Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm gonna always check.
Especially
Now I
in
still always
Australia.
check, especially
like,
in somewhere where you know.
In UK, you're
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But I
You're
guess
not
that there's going to be complacency at any point where you're like, oh, well, you know, why would there be a spider?
desensitization can be bad.
Again,
Yeah.
twice,
Yeah.
second time. Fuck.
God damn it! My dick can't take any more of these.
There's like I don't know why I find that so funny, but like
How
the
many
idea,
can you take?
"Whoa, I reckon I can take maybe 3 or 4 more of those before I just lose the whole dick.
Honestly, not one more.
There's only a few more. What about this headline? Man wakes up to find burglar sucking his toes.
Oh, that was me, wasn't it?
A man has been traumatized after
Foot
waking up in the
fetish.
middle of the night with finding a burglar sucking his toes. The victim, 20, told the intruder that he didn't have any money, but the man responded that he didn't want cash, just wanted to suck toes.
I'm just here for the toes, mate.
Just here to suck toe.
I feel like we've done this
Good
toe sucker
God.
before.
I feel like
Is this
toe-
old?
Yeah,
Is this
toe
a
suck
new
fairy.
I mean,
toe
imagine
suck fairy?
living in a place that's so insecure
This
that
is
somebody
January.
can get into your flat and suck your toes before you've even woken up. Like, I think that's what freaks me out the most is the idea that, like, you're in your bedroom, you know, like, multiple doors
Yeah.
are closed and locked, and you wake up and this person has managed to get through all of that to be in your bedroom
And sucking on your toe.
sucking your toes.
That's fucked up.
That is
However,
pretty freaky, isn't it?
we have actually reported a similar story before. We've mentioned it.
Yeah.
Is this an epidemic? Is this a
What, toe
trend?
suckers?
Toe suckers.
Maybe this is a serial toe sucker, and he's still out on the loose.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently, they began to fight with the suspect claiming he would pull a gun from his pants and grabbing his genitals as if to do so. Thankfully, he didn't pull out a gun. The victim managed to push him outside. Off with you!
So
Stop sucking my toes.
did he-
This
did-
guy
Is
sucked
this
my
in the
toes.
States?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be
See,
very
normally
shocking.
we wouldn't worry about a gun in this
You'd-
country, would we?
Yeah, you'd worry like maybe he's. I
Got a
don't know,
knife.
he might have a
It's
knife.
mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut
I'm
your
worried.
toes off.
I'm worried about a knife.
Don't cut my toes
know.
off.
Oh yeah, I'm worried about knives, definitely, but not guns. Like,
no, I'm not worried
Not
about
as much.
guns.
That's not your first go-to.
No.
Oh, how, sorry. The headline for this one is great. Bottle gobbled up by man's anus
Ah.
when he tried to scratch an itch. There's an X-ray.
Oh.
I haven't put this on. I'll put this on there, Craig, so everyone can see. Here we go. Fresh, it's on there, Craig. So now everyone can see the bottle.
This technology is
X-ray.
insane.
This technology
Imagine
is-
this, like 10 years ago. I've got a Word document up here.
Yeah.
I'm pasting it in. You can see in real time
Yep.
and edit it. It's crazy.
It's
It
really
is
nice.
crazy. This
It's
has been
very.
available for some time
It's
now.
what technology is meant for.
But
Yeah.
let's talk about the anus bottle.
Okay, so
oh, sorry. No, so no trigger warning for this then.
No, that's fine.
That's fine.
I'm
That's fine.
desensitized.
A
to
man
that.
with a fish through his neck is worthy of scarring people, but a man with a fucking whole bottle up his arsehole.
Yeah, but that's an X-ray.
I'm really worried about how much damage that's done.
I don't know the rule.
Hang
I don't
on.
understand the rules.
Can't
about
see the
this.
body.
All right,
Just see the
the
bone.
man 60 who is not being identified. I wonder why. insists that he was trying to scratch his anus.
I say own it.
When the cologne bottle was gobbled up inside him. Gobbled?
Trying to scratch.
Who's written this?
No, wait, is that...
Yeah, sorry, it just gobbled up in my ass.
Whoops.
It just kept going.
Oh, I love that wording. Gastroenterologist Dr. Lin Zhu, who carried out the anal surgery,
Yeah.
released pictures. Like, anals. I don't know. There's something funny about that.
There's something even funny about him trying
The word
to pass.
anal gets
Him trying
me.
to pass it off as a scratch is extremely
Do you ever
naive.
Do you ever get stuck in an itchy butthole that
That
you find...
you have a cologne bottle in your hand while you're scratching.
Yeah.
And then, whoops. Oh no, it's gone up there.
Oh,
Well, I'll keep going.
Oh, I
then.
like this. Oh, no, I like it. Oh, it's all the way up my arse.
It's gripped hold and it's pulling it in.
Fucking
It's an
hell.
innie. It is an innie device. You need to be careful.
Yeah.
Dr. Lin said, the patient told me, my abdomen hurts. There's something inside. I can't poo or fart. The entire glass bottle was inside his rectum. I could feel the
can't
bottle
poo or
under his
fart.
abdomen. He said his anus was itching. He said, I was very uncomfortable, so I bought a bottle of Florida water and began scratching the itch. Then the bottle
Sure.
accidentally went up my rectum.
Oh, nightmare.
Who was he trying to kid?
Also, I mean, we've all had itchy buttholes.
Everyone gets an itchy butthole.
Everyone gets an itchy butthole now and then. I don't think I've ever had the inside of my asshole itch enough that I want to. I don't think I've even had it itch ever. Like
not like a not
like wow, I need to get a finger
I
up
need
in
to
my
get something up there to
arsehole.
Start
scratch.
scratching away. Yeah.
Like itchy assholes, fair enough. Like
Yeah.
I mean, we all know Chris Trott spends thousands on unblocking his toilets after using products to get rid of itchy assholes. So
Fatbergs.
Oh
Fat
my god. Fatberg. My own personal fatberg.
oh fuck! I nearly
Well, it
ripped my
says here
cable
in
off.
August this year, another patient had the same issue with the same brand of cologne. Fucking hell, who's advertising to shove these bottles up their ass?
Perfect for itching the
Perfect
ass.
size for ass.
Do you have an itchy a-hole?
They had to be anesthetized. I don't know how to say that properly because
You said it.
Word.
Perfect.
Anesthetized
Anesthetized.
from the waist down, and a metal wire was used to hook onto the bottle before it was pulled out.
Oh,
What a fucking game! Imagine
Coat
if they make a
hanger.
game of it. Yeah, coat hanger essentially.
still use doctors.
Right.
Still using.
I love this game. We've had one of you before. Right, get the wire. Get the ass fishing wire.
I'm going in.
Oh
Sorry,
man.
that's just a wait. Hand me that. Unfolds it.
Yeah, it just starts reading it out. Okay.
Oh, just
Right.
got this fresh from the abortion clinic.
Start the timer. Jesus. That's a weird one. But yeah, so don't shove small cologne bottles up your ass.
No.
And don't even try to fob it off as itching your ass.
We all know what you're
You're a
doing.
liar if you say that.
Yeah.
There's no way that you just didn't shove
No,
it up
what
your
can I
ass.
say?
Out of curiosity, you made a mistake, sure.
I was
Just own up
chasing
to
the
it.
dragon, chasing that nut.
You
I
were
was a
chasing
naughty
it.
squirrel.
Yeah.
All right.
Just don't lie about it, all right?
Trying
No
to
one
put
likes
too
a
much
liar.
in there.
No one likes a liar.
I'm not gonna believe you. Even if on the off chance you weren't really doing it chasing nut, just go in and say you were doing it because you like stuff up your asshole.
Yeah.
Because honestly, people are gonna judge
Oh,
you.
I like the feeling. It went too far.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Everyone
well, let's get it
knows.
out of you then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't tell me any more lies.
That's funny. We can laugh
We'll
about
sort
it.
it out. I'll get the fishing hook.
Not like I
What?
don't know how I fell over and then suddenly there was a ketchup bottle on my ass.
It was on my seat. Honest.
There also might be a cucumber
Yeah.
above that.
Above that, but it may have
Honestly,
rotted by now. I'm
just
not
take the
sure.
whole
It's
lot.
been a while. It's been a few weeks.
I was trying to hook the cucumber out with the ketchup bottle.
Then I had an itchy arse, so I put the cologne up there
yeah.
too.
And just so you know, I put an entire plastic coat hanger in my asshole as well.
Just as well.
I didn't get the memo about using wire
honestly,
ones.
just-
I've
been using it as a bin. Just get rid of everything.
Oh my god.
My arsehole looks like a landfill.
There's one more here, which is
on.
the headline: "Dirty dildo shoved through Grand's letterbox," and it's not an innuendo, so it's an actual letterbox. Just
Okay.
before you went too far with that, a grandmother says she had to phone her son to come and identify a vibrator after it was posted through a letterbox. She found she's 73. She found the purple dildo dangling from her door and said it wasn't very clean and had stuff on it.
That's gross. That's just really gross, Ross.
I know, but
Yeah.
it's
Why
still-
do you feel the need to throw that in there?
Oh, that's not. Oh, sorry. The anal thing wasn't gross.
Yeah, but that's kind of funny.
Ross,
Sorry, if my gran received if a dildo popped through my gran's door and it was dirty, and I would find that hilarious.
Trot, this is a thing. Trot, this is a problem. You can't have one rule for one thing and
I
one rule for
know.
others.
You're right, but
This is you got my stance is anything goes. That way you can never be the guy setting the rules in the wrong way. Yours seems to be a fluid version, so you really need to nail down your rules so we
no,
can
I
understand.
think you should all conform to my.
Well, we can try. I do kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time, I do understand why Ross is talking about it. You know, like
Oh, the plot thickens, guys.
It's more
I
that
think
her
it
neighbour
get worse.
was taken to court because I'm guessing she assumed it was her neighbour.
yeah.
But the case was dropped partway through the trial when prosecutors realised the vibrator had not been brought to court. They didn't bring the evidence. Why wouldn't you bring the fucking
That's
dildo?
just
That's what
poor
it's all
law.
about. That's
That's
the
poor
whole
law
thing's
making.
about the dildo.
All right, I can tell you what happened here. All right, I
Yeah.
can tell you exactly what happened.
Okay.
Those two neighbours probably don't get along very well.
Of course.
She goes, "Oh, fuck off!" Like the old lady's probably complaining about parties she's having. Maybe she's having noisy sex.
Well, she's 33.
Probably that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is?
The neighbour.
The neighbour's 33. She's probably having noisy sex, and she's like, "Oh, fuck off! You need to, get off a bit yourself. Maybe have a few orgasms." So she got a bit pissed or something. Posted one of her sex toys through the window and the letterbox, and this is what happened.
We
Why
got
weren't
to
you
the
in
bottom
court?
of it.
You should have been in court with that story.
Well, there we go.
There should be at
That
least
would've
2 or
been
3 other
perfect.
people earning money off
the
of that.
person posting the dildo is in the wrong here. I think.
think
I
you're
am
right.
an expert in dildo law.
Ah,
I
okay.
actually studied A-level law, and a huge part of that was dildo law.
Yeah.
So
Instead of you've just said no to contract law.
no to contract law.
Straight to dildo law.
I'm
please.
all about the dildo law.
You would be able to pass with a slight misdemeanor if you hadn't dirtied it first.
Or
Yes.
pled the Sophie's Choice case, where you either put it in the arsehole or the vagina.
That's the real. Why was the arsehole the thing you were happy to say?
Because I've got an arsehole,
Oh. Okay.
right? I don't have a
Fine.
vagina.
This goes back to the
Although
nip thing.
Trott reckons I might have had a vagina at some point in the womb.
You did.
I did.
You had both at one point.
I don't think I did. I think maybe sex organs just form after, and that's why we're considered
None of
not
us
neither
have the
male nor
science.
female.
None of us have the science.
I'd be surprised if a human body develops an entire vagina and ovary system, and then went on to develop penises.
Yeah, it's not that.
So it is you're sort of gender neutral, and then your sex organs form later.
I don't know.
Well, right, okay.
There might be some female anatomical parts
Like
that,
hormonally.
that are described scientifically as female
right.
that are before male hormones.
So
and
Chris Trott
things.
measures gender based on hormonal presences in the body. Is that what you're saying?
That's what it
I'm
is.
not suggesting that.
Well, it sounds like that's what
He's
you
not a
just said.
scientist. He's been through this.
He's not a scientist. Neither have I, but I am an expert in dildo law. So thanks.
Well,
for
if you
bringing
want
that
that, dildo, please Scotland still have it. So they've got it, and then
got a
the
sandwich
neighbour was
bag.
found not guilty. So
up. Really?
there's no winner out of that.
Unsubstantial.
So if you are
Can they
thinking,
not get the DNA
not
off
enough
them?
evidence.
I
the
didn't
DNA, I feel like if she used it beforehand, she might have cleaned it and then put weird shit, or probably rubbed it in mud or whatever.
dog shit.
It doesn't specify what was on it. It just said it was dirty.
Classic. Nothing says
They
a
didn't say
message.
it. They
like
didn't
that.
say it smelled weird.
It didn't say it smelled. Why do they smell
They
it?
haven't, well, no, they haven't mentioned that. So we don't
Just
know.
adding in that.
I'm just saying we don't know if it smelled weird.
Right.
We know very little about the evidence that wasn't even brought to court. It sounds like a really pointless court session.
Sounds like a kangaroo court,
It really does.
and they know nothing about law. I've asked one. I saw one with a massive erection though. Have you ever seen a kangaroo's penis?
I have
Horrible.
No, I've seen it on I'm a Celebrity when they chomp down on them.
Oh really? They
Yeah,
eat
that seems to be a
kangaroos'
thing.
penises?
Dude, that show is weird.
I don't like.
I don't
that
think they do
show.
that anymore. I think they've kind of started saying, well,
It's still going?
won't eat live bugs. They won't. Well, I mean,
Is
just
Ant
'cause
Deck
it's
still
kinda cruel.
hosting it?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
They got Ant out of the rehab
Yeah.
center.
They
Stuck
said,
him
look,
in Australia.
just stop drinking and driving, buddy.
Yeah.
Get back
Can't
on
bud. There's
But
much more interesting.
you can go back to
substances than
your
alcohol.
Entertain
awesome
us.
presenting job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't give other people a chance. We need you
Well,
back.
they did. They gave
Was-
Holly a chance.
Holly
the year
was there.
before.
She was good.
Yeah,
Nice to see Holly out and about, isn't it?
it was. Yeah,
She's-
it is really
yeah.
nice.
Anyway.
Classic SMTV.
Was she on that briefly?
Holly Willoughby.
That
No,
was
wait,
Kat
not Holly.
Deely. You're thinking
Fuck, that
Kat
was
Deely. But she's not. She does like American stuff now.
Yeah, she does. I'd love to see her back in it. SMTV Live.
Yeah.
Would you watch TV
Forever in our
again?
memory.
Anyway, I think that's where we'll probably wrap up today's podcast. Thanks for listening. Make sure you follow the podcast in any way, whatever possible. I don't know. Do you subscribe or follow?
If you're watching without your eyes and you're listening instead.
So if your eyes are closed,
Your eyes are closed and you're listening
Right, okay.
through a audio.
If you're watching without your
based-
eyes, commonly known as.
Okay.
Try opening them.
Yeah.
We've got a YouTube channel.
Oh,
We do.
Hat
yeah.
Chat. Just search for Hat Chat on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can see the visuals and that wonderful imagery, X-rays. That
Yeah,
sort
you
of
can
thing.
see all that stuff if you need the imagery to fill you in.
Huge thanks to our patrons that allow
Massive.
Hat Chat to continue on a bi-weekly basis now.
Yeah.
They will be credited at the end of the VOD. And also, we just really like you guys
Yeah.
because you pay money
Yeah.
for things. It's
Definitely.
really nice.
Yeah.
Subscription feature.
Exactly.
Really
I mean,
good.
we can't really up that in any way. It's not
No,
really under our
We
control. We've
can't
just left
conglomerate.
it there, and you're supporting us. That's great.
So thanks for
We also
that.
have two other channels.
We do.
One is our Hat Films main channel.
That's
Putting
like
in real life stuff on there.
that's
us messing about, challenging each other to do crazy things
Mm-hmm.
or traveling. And then we've got Hat Gaming, formerly known as Hat Films Extra,
Mm-hmm.
which has now been upgraded to our actual only source of gaming content there.
I like that we organically started using the word upgrading. That's such a PR term, isn't it? Just like,
But it is,
we've
though.
upgraded it to this.
Hat
I know we
Gaming
have.
used to be a VOD dump.
It used to be a VOD dump
Yeah.
channel.
Now it's also
upgraded.
other things.
We've actually put effort and thought into it.
Yeah.
And
Also, our VODs are way better now. If you haven't watched
Yeah.
them, check out the VODs. Anyway, this is for a different time.
Exactly,
But
But thanks for
But,
listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in a couple of weeks for the next Hat Chat.
Yes.
Thanks and goodbye.
Good day for now.
Diddle-diddle-diddle.